You already know what time it is. It is time for another off-season video. And in this video, I'm going to be ranking the ACC starting quarterbacks 1 through 17. If you're new here, it's a series I'm trying. As you see, last video I ranked the SEC, which thank y'all so much for that video. Like, you know, the support on it is through the roof. Like, I honestly cannot thank y'all enough. So for this video, I want to do the same thing. You know, I just want to go through all the quarterbacks 1 through 17, and I just give my reasoning on why I rank them here. Quick disclaimer, I am not a professional. By all means, this could be the most incorrect list you have ever seen. All I ask is just listen up, and if you do not like what you're hearing, please let me know down below in the comments what you would have done instead. I like hearing everybody's opinions and take on their own list. And all I do ask is if you are new here, please subscribe. It does help the channel grow, and it does help get my name out there more. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get into the quarterback rankings. Alright, coming in at number 17, and to start at the bottom of the list, we have Robbie Ashford. At least I think so. I mean, they're in an ongoing quarterback battle, but I'm led to believe it's going to be him over someone like Purdy or Pizzella. But I got nothing to go off on that says he's going to have a career high here at Wake Forest, considering he's barely had any experience besides the 22 season. But from what I've seen, he's got potential to be a killer dual threat. But he also does have high major inconsistencies with things like his accuracy from the pocket and not on the run, or his questionable decision making, and he has shown the ability to turning the ball over quite often with either a pick or fumbling outside the pocket. Now, whereas his rushing ability looks to be the best part about him, I mean, look at the footage. Robbie's got no issue extending plays on the ground. Whether it's a read option or escaping pressure, he can easily turn a broken play into a large gain just off his legs alone. Which even on a run, his accuracy looks to take a giant jump and proves to be better than standing still, which is something I do like because it means he can improvise very well and is a large advantage to his offense. Like, I think if Wake Forest can help him fix his inconsistencies and develop his game further on top of him staying healthy, he'll be a threat. But to me, it's still a big what if, and with a new head coach, this offense is going to go through rapid changes, so who really knows? I mean, they might even play Purdy midway through the season. I know they really like that guy as well. Like, there's a slim chance here that Wake Forest will not be able to unlock his upside. Truthfully though, I wish the best for Robbie, and I hope he's able to make the most with his opportunity and get his name out there. I mean, I know the guy's been jumping on the depth chart. Auburn, South Carolina, and now here he is at Wake Forest. I really hope he could get his name out there rather than just becoming another journeyman with what could have been potential. So for now, I'm going to place him number 17 just because with the excitement, there are also major concerns. I mean, only time is going to tell with this one, but for now, my rank stands until proven otherwise. Alright, coming at the number 16 spot, we have Elijah Brown. Keeping this one short and sweet, dude's barely played. I have nothing to go off on, and when he did, it was nothing too crazy. I know his debut was nothing that said, oh damn, he looks like to be the future. I know there's still a lot of people who believe his potential and upside. I mean, there's plenty of sources saying, oh, he's got crazy potential, you know, just wait till next year. So for me, it's another one I just gotta see play out. I mean, with the coaching changes, talent leaving, I can't project how well he's gonna play, and because of that, I feel like I can't give him anything higher than 16. Like, just going off his upsides, high school background, etc. I mean, a lot of things just tell me I gotta see it to believe it. So, you know, for now, I'm gonna have to put him at number 16. Only time is going to really tell with Elijah Brown. Alright, coming in at the number 15 spot, we have Devin Brown. Another quarterback to join the quarterback battle going on at Cal. And with him, I view it the same way I view Bew Pribula going to Missouri. Like, both were talented backups at great programs. It's just, I mean, everybody knew they wouldn't see the field much given there were better quarterbacks in the system. I mean, for Brown, there was Julian Sain, you have St. Clair coming in, so I like the jump for his career. But what I also say with Pribula is I got to see how this one plays out. Since realistically, I've never seen him start and he's gotten little experience besides the sloppy seconds of every Buckeyes blowout. I mean, Brown's only 21. That is something to like. He's only 21, still young, has plenty of time to prove himself. So honestly, this is another rank you can expect to change in the future. I will say though, Brown's arm talent is something to take note of because damn, can he sling it. I mean, with precise accuracy too. I just really wish I saw a lot more of it. I think honestly, if this guy were to ever start for the Buckeyes, he would have done great. You know, it's just a shame he didn't see the starting spotlight. I mean, it is what it is. You know, he's going to a new program. I think he's definitely going to shine here as well. But for now, I'm going to have to put him number 15 until proven otherwise. Alright, coming in at the number 14 spot, we have Grayson James. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat this one. I thought he was solid. I mean, nothing crazy or shit to maybe jump out of my seat, but he looked to be solid and exactly what they need to compete. I'll say I like his accuracy on his short to intermediate throws and the placement he provides, but again, it's nothing that wows me or says, oh, he's going to be a top talent this year or he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC. Like, you know, it doesn't say anything about how he should be higher on the list on really just alone his playing experience and that he's shown he can produce good numbers against solid competition. I might be in the wrong major league with this one, but I will say Boston College looked better last season under his leadership than Castellanos, which is probably why he left to Florida State. I mean, I thought he was a good quarterback too for this team, but it seems with Grayson James, they just have him more under control. So yeah, I'm going to rank it 14 because, I mean, he's a serviceable starter. He does exactly what he needs to do, and that's lead this team to victory. Might not be the flashiest guy on the field, but he does everything right for a pocket passer as far as his progressions go. On top of that, he plays the game very safe and does what is necessary to just extend the play rather than always looking for the big shot down the field. Which sometimes you'll even see him abandon a play if he sees there's a safe open man on the side. I think with the right talent next year and a solid O-line, they could be contenders easily. So it should be interesting to see how Boston College goes with a full season under Grayson James. Like, nothing personal, it's just the guy did not stand out to me, but he does look to be a serviceable starter. And coming in at the number 13 spot, we have Ricky Collins. Would you be damned if I told you we have another young player who's never played more than 4 snaps in a season? Once again, I can't rate these guys properly because I haven't seen them take the field, let alone with their new system. So it's tough to say how it's going to work out. However, he's going to Syracuse. I mean, I'm just saying, even the backup from Notre Dame, if he gets to start over Collins, I'm just saying, they're playing at Syracuse. I love the spot because that's proven with Fran Brown coaching the system. I mean, the system he runs, very effective when it comes to producing, so either quarterback will definitely shine on this team. So if it is Collins with all the good potential and the upside I hear about his name, he's definitely going to succeed over here at the Orange. I do wonder how he would have looked at LSU though once Newsmeyer leaves and he finally did get his turn. I mean, regardless, he's still going to do well over here. I can't put this one any higher than what it is because he's still unproven to the moment he's not. But I'm also only putting this high because, I mean, it's Syracuse. They're going to have this guy throwing for 4,000 in no time. So yeah, for me, Ricky Collins gets the number 13th spot. And coming in at number 12, we have Thomas Castellanos. Ah, yes. Another serviceable quarterback who had success at their previous program heading over to Florida State. This should definitely go well, right? Like, my God, Florida State starters must be sitting out still the way last season went, going from should have been in the playoffs to should have been removed off TV permanently the way they played. Like, I usually don't throw blame at anybody, but I think Stevie Wonder would have completed more balls than DJ You Need to Get a Job did. That guy was ass. So here's round 2 with another transfer portal quarterback. And here we have Thomas Castellanos. Really, Florida State again with the long names. But I will say, unlike DJ, Thomas is a runner and a damn good one at that. Like, I mean, this guy had what some quarterbacks do in passing yards. He did rushing yards during his 2023 season and was looking all right before an injury in 2024. So if anybody's due for a bounce back, it's definitely got to be him. I ain't gonna say I'm too confident in Florida State this year, especially after the last. I mean, they look like if Bishop Sycamore was a college team. But to ask myself, is there a chance Castellanos can help this program bounce back? Yes. I mean, you got coaches saying he looks a lot like Jordan Travis, which if he's anything like him this year, it's good enough for them. I'll say from watching his footage or what I've even seen of him starting at Boston College, dude's got killer speed and a bazooka for an arm with pinpoint accuracy. Kind of like Jalen Milroe if he could actually read a defense. Like, I am loving the potential with this one. And with Florida State next year, I only have one word to sum this one up. Hope. Like, if Castellanos can go back to its 23 ways, this team is going to be electric. Not saying he is bad in 24, but I mean 23 is by far his best. That showed off all his traits of being a dangerous dual threat playmaker. The guy's just got to stay healthy. That's my concern. He's just got to stay healthy. I know Florida State's got some new talent and transfers, so hopefully it's enough for them to go crazy next season. I do know one thing though, defensive coordinators, I mean, they are going to just hate going up against Castellanos. Like, this quarterback is going to be a headache to plan for. Anyways, for now, I'm going to rank him number 11. He's got a lot to prove next season. Let's hope it actually goes well, because if I was a Seminoles fan and we flopped again just like last year, I think it would have to be my 13th reason why. And coming in at number 11, we have Chandler Morris, an above average dual threat with 5 years of solid experience. Especially last season when monster-like numbers thrown for nearly 3,800 passing yards with a 31-12 interception ratio with an on average 250 yards per game. And to put the cherry on top, he was the passing leader for the AAC. Like, must I say any more to tell you Morris is pretty damn good. Low-key a massive steal for Virginia here and a massive upgrade from the previous years. It just sucked. They get the quarterback situation figured out, but yet not the O-line part. Like, I know they have a few transfers and some talent returning, but I just gotta see it before I believe it. Because as of of last season, you could see this O-line struggling. Even statistically, they ranked 16th out of 17th in the entire conference. So I'm not too confident yet that they'll provide Morris the protection he's going to need if they want him to take this team to an ACC championship like his goal in mind. So to me, if the line can pull itself together and Morris is able to do what he did in North Texas, minus the turnovers, they're going to compete in this conference easily. Or at worst, a much better season than the last. Regardless, the season looks bright for Morris. I know he's going to open a lot of eyes to people who don't know him yet. My only concern, Morris, I mean, the man's a journeyman. I mean, he went to TCU, Oklahoma, North Texas. Now he's like on his fourth school. To me, it's kind of concerning, but not really, because I mean, if a guy can't figure it out at one program, then he goes to the next and then leaves that one for another, who really knows if he's gonna crack it here? All I know is Virginia is gonna be very electric to watch this upcoming season. All right, coming in at the number 10 spot, we have Gio Lopez. Here we have another young dual threat with a lot of promise. I kid you not, I swear these guys fall off trees, it seems, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record saying this, but once again, we got another freshman sensation who had a solid season, hit the portal, taking his talents from South Alabama to North Carolina for a deal worth $4 million for 2 years, which honestly wouldn't be the first time somebody young chooses Bill Belichick for the money. Anyways, over at South Alabama, he proved to be quite the playmaker, leading to a 7-6 record, throwing for over 2,500 yards with an 18-5 touchdown interception ratio, rushing for 463 yards with 7 rushing touchdowns, showing it can be quite the dynamic weapon for North Carolina's new system. Of course, now ran by Bill Belichick. I mean, he believes Lopez can be the perfect fit to add to the ongoing quarterback competition already. I mean, between Johnson and Baker, I mean, I think his experience, versatility, and leadership alone should give him the spot, but I'm still not too sure. You know, my thoughts are it might be Lopez, but other sources are saying it's going to be Baker. So I can't give this one a fair grade since we don't know yet, so for now, I'm just going to have to place it right at number 10. I think there's a lot of upside with him. I think he's going to bring a lot to the program. I think definitely he's going to be able to show off his talents a lot more here than, of course, at like South Alabama. I mean, going from the Sun Belt to the ACC, the talent is different. So while it might be a challenge, if given the opportunity, he's not going to disappoint. Next up, we got Kairen Jones. I kid you not, this dude is so damn talented. I mean, it runs in the family. Look at his cousin Cam Ward. It is just such a damn shame what injuries do for these players. And for Jones, he played through plenty of injuries last season, like MCL pains, a lower back injury, and suffered from turf toe, which all these combined issues would be the reason why they shut him down near the end of the season. And while he still had a solid season, it was definitely why he looked like he had a decline in production. But I mean, people writing him off already is crazy work. Like talent alone, he's one of the best dual threat playmakers in this conference. Like this statement is probably going to get called glazed, but Jones reminds me a lot like Jalen Hurts. And yes, his supporting cast is much more talented, so stats of course are going to be 10 times better for Hurts. But I mean, watch them play side by side and tell me they don't share nearly the same skill sets. I was looking at his footage. As a matter of fact, even when I just saw him play last year, I was like, you know what? I was like, the way this dude runs, or just the way he just throws on the run, or just his mobility, it looks a lot like Hurts. The only difference would be Jones is a larger player and he doesn't play SEC competition like Hurts did. But regardless, the talent and potential with Jones goes beyond the roof, and scouts really need to pay attention to Virginia Tech come next season. But I know maybe this entire ranking part has sounded like glaze and me doing tricks over the Olympic style. But after the 23 season, I'm gonna admit I was sipping on the Kool-Aid, and I thought he would have helped push Tech near the top of the ACC going into last year. While it didn't happen last year, do not be shocked if it happens this year, because I mean, fully healthy Kairen Jones is a whole different story. Like, I'm expecting a crazy bounce back this year. But until then, I'm gonna rank him number 9, which still feels criminal because, as I said, talent aside, this dude should be so much higher. But with the amount of talent in this conference, it feels about right. But trust me, this one is going to change drastically. It's not permanent, but if I had to rank him, he is indeed number 9 on my list. Next up, coming at the number 8 spot, we have CJ Bailey. Finally, a change-up. I mean, we had an actual true freshman who was nothing but promising upon landing at North Carolina State, where he made his debut after veteran quarterback Grayson McCall's injury, and since then looked to prove that he's the future of this program and a much-needed upgrade to this offense. After stepping in, he threw for more than 2,100 passing yards with a 17-10 touchdown interception ratio and 5 rushing touchdowns. A lot of great things I saw would be the rare maturity for a freshman and his ability to handle immense pressure. He's also a pretty accurate passer, whether he's in the pocket or on the run. He's going to find a way to get the ball out with precise timing and right on the target. And speaking of on the run mobility, this guy can run. I mean, now while he didn't showcase that enough, or like why he's a threat on the run much this year besides the Georgia Tech game, he proves to have a lot of upside as far as the dual threat potential goes. Keeping this one short and sweet because if I talk about it more, I'm gonna go on for damn minutes. Like, I like his game. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I like it, and for being a bigger quarterback, guy's like fucking 6'6". That means he's huge. His ceiling is still very unknown in a good way, which a lot of people think he's future NFL talent worthy. So to me, I think his second season is the perfect test. I mean, if it could be a repeat of his first, without the turnover issues, he's going to be a large name. What I could definitely say is North Carolina State got a good one, and I really hope they surround him with a lot of talent, because looking at their schedule next year, it's gonna kind of be a rough one, and it's really gonna be a true test. For now, I'm gonna rank him number 8. I mean, for someone who's thrown into the fire after an injury, he took advantage and he let his impact be known. Next year is gonna be pretty damn interesting. And coming in at the number 7 spot, we have Miller Moss. I kid you not, Moss has had one interesting career. Like, I mean, 4 years at one program, your dream program, may I mention, waiting your turn on depth charts. Then you get the green light where he popped off in the Holiday Bowl, getting the dub in his first official start. Then being told you're going to be the full-time starter next season just to get benched midway through your first full season. And then get this, transferred to the team you beat in your first official start. Kind of interesting if you ask me, and I know I sound like a fucking idiot just mentioning all of that, you know, it's like, oh, what's that got to do with anything? Well, it doesn't, you know, I just found it pretty damn interesting. And while I don't necessarily blame them for benching Moss, considering they were 4-5 with him and would jump to 7-6 after benching Moss for Maava, I blame USC for not trusting the process. Like, Moss did not look bad, and despite the record, all the games they lost were one-score games and not complete blowouts. So to say he's no good and count him out is kind of wild to say. I mean, he had his struggles, especially turning the ball over, but in those 9 games before the switch, he showed great talent. Like, he had an above-average arm that had no trouble getting the ball down the field or hitting his guys on stride. I'll say with the struggles, there were the pros. I'll say Moss was not a bad quarterback. I would say, again, this falls more on USC's play calling, provided by the genius himself, Lincoln Riley, who hates running the ball for some damn reason. That, or you can also blame the receivers some weeks for having hands made of stone or not being able to create enough separation for Moss to get the ball too. Or hell, even the O-line, which is better than last year, but it isn't quite where they wanted to be. And for a quarterback like Moss, who is a pocket passer or rarely any mobility, it just doesn't work. Like, to me, this offense isn't meant to be ran by a pure pocket passer, which is why Maava had more success. I mean, this is more ultimately just on who fit the system better, not Moss being a bad player. I think for Moss, he did exactly what he needed, and that's finding somewhere that fits him. And again, yes, he had issues. Yes, you can blame him for some weeks where the game's in reach, and he'll just throw the most beautiful interception you've ever seen. But other weeks, it wasn't mainly his fault. I think everybody had a fair share in this season. I mean, I think everyone had a fair share in his season not going the way they planned. To me, he's still a solid option. Like, I can confidently say, some teams I watched last year would have done so much better with Moss at quarterback, mostly Michigan. My point is, he's a solid choice to have, and going to Louisville to play under Jeff Brom is a golden opportunity for him to prove himself. Like, to summarize this one all up, I think for Moss, this was the best thing to do, which sucks because he pretty much lived for USC. I mean, you can search it up. His childhood dream was to be the starter. I mean, it is crushing to see, but for the sake of his career, he's gonna thank himself by making the jump. I'm going to give Miller Moss the number 7 rank. And all I can say to cap this off is watch out for Louisville. Alright, coming in at the number 6 spot, we have Eli Holstein. Like, they really ain't kidding when they say the ACC looks bright when it comes to competition. Why? Because you have players like Eli Holstein, which is going to be a name people are going to know either this season or the following, because he's a talent you don't want to miss out on. Just like men saw Eli balled out his freshman year with 2,200 passing yards, throwing for 17 touchdowns with only 7 picks, 330 rushing yards with 3 rushing touchdowns, showing he could be quite the dual threat and look to be a promising impact at Pitt, leading them on a 7-0 winning streak before taking his first loss against SMU, where after all that, he would then get injured in the Virginia game, and that's how his freshman season would wrap up. So for Pitt fans, I can definitely say they have a lot to be excited about next season, because as long as Eli's healthy, they look to be damn contenders in the ACC. Like, I mean, there's a lot to love about his game so far and what he's shown, which for starters, he's got an absolute cannon for an arm. Like, every time he steps back, you know he's about to leash an absolute nuke down the field, which paired with his placement and timing on these throws, it's a giant recipe for success. Then after his amazing arm talent, you get to the mobility he brings to his offense. Like, knowing your quarterback has the ability to dodge tackles and take the ball down the field himself at an alarming speed, it's really something every team should want. Like, I'm gonna say it, you can call me crazy, but I mean, I'm just saying Eli reminds me a lot like Will Howard, at least when he was with Kansas State. I mean, same size, 6'4", 230, strong arm, brilliant IQ, excellent mobility, and showcased being a leader on and off the field and giving largely back to his community. And if you know anything about Will Howard, well, I mean, the dude was a winner. So, you know, Pitt's got a winner with Holstein. And depending on how his next few years look, if he could stay healthy and depending how much they build the team around to elevate his game, he'll easily jump this list and probably can honestly be one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC once guys like King, Carson Beck, Klubnik are gone. I mean, I'm just saying, this guy has potential to run this conference. But for now, I'm going to give him the number 6 spot. He's just got to stay healthy. That's all I'm saying. Alright, coming in at the number 5 spot, we have what Nico Iamolivia wishes he was, and that's worth $4 million a year. Like, I kid you not, talent aside, I'm confident in saying Mensah is going to be the reason a lot of quarterbacks lead their team and ask for some big-ass deals. But in this case, I believe it was worth the bag because damn was Mensah good at Tulane. Like, this kid is a walking dime that was waiting to be discovered, and I mean, he went from the 3rd string to beating out Ty Thompson and stealing the starting position with a single offseason, completely balled out with the opportunity given, and honestly said, fuck it, I'm going to go to Duke. Here, you can have your position back. And honestly, he's a huge upgrade. I mean, he's an instant upgrade for Duke, especially after losing Malik Murphy, which while he was good, Mensah just seems to fit what they want much better. Like, give the kid some weapons, notably a run game like what he had with Hughes, and an above average O-line, you're gonna go places. He presents a large variety of tools and traits that scream football prodigy and future of a program. Like, for starters would be the natural ball placement he provides, to his excellent accuracy, which he did in fact lead the AAC in completion percentage and one of the higher passer ratings for the conference, paired with his quick like release that provides the perfect amount of touch and zip behind it that has no trouble hitting his target anywhere on the field. Whether the window's tight or wide open, he's going to take the shot, and you bet your ass he's gonna hit it. Not to mention his sharp field vision and the ability to read defense and being able to recognize plays pre-snap, which helps with his progressions and knowing how to process under pressure at a top level. And ultimately, his rushing ability is what separates him apart from Malik Murphy. Because if you watched Duke last season, for as good as he was as a passer, the dude had feet made of concrete. It was like watching that statue in place, where I'm pretty sure any type of mobility would have been better than what Murphy provided. I mean, he's got more games in a negative on rushing than positive, in which Mensah is the exact opposite. And his rushing ability will showcase itself a lot more this year at Duke than he was able to show for it at Tulane. For me, if I had to rank him out of all the quarterbacks in the ACC, I'm going to say number 5. He's someone who's clearly proven himself when doubted, shined when given the chance, and he's going to continue to show this promise off at Duke. And he's going to exactly turn this offense into what they envisioned when they gave him this big deal. I mean, if he can even do what Murphy did, but bring his mobility over, this team's gonna have no trouble running up scoreboards against anybody. Like, I have no doubts Mensah is probably gonna be a player I talk about again in the future as far as maybe, I don't know, a quarterback draft prospect ranking list. I'm just saying, I'm going to talk about Mensah again. So until I do, I expect great things, and I really hope he's worth the investment. Alright, coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Kairen Jones. I feel a lot of people do not know who he is, because I feel like a lot of people didn't also pay attention to SMU, and they're only going to remember this guy for, of course, getting his ass whooped versus Penn State. I mean, there were a lot of memes with this, especially the stadium pulse at its max. But to those who know him outside of that one game, you know he's a pretty damn talented quarterback. I mean, even Nick Saban gave him his flowers and said he was really underrated. And for last year being his first full year as a starter, I mean, he did great. I mean, he took over SMU and led him to a 12-win year, an ACC title game, and even got them to the college football playoff. Regardless what the law says, I mean, again, a playoff appearance is still a giant accomplishment for this program. Throwing for over 3,200 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, and rushing for over 350 on the ground. I mean, the man can move. He can extend plays, and he hits throws on the run like it's nothing. On top of that, he has great awareness where even if the pocket breaks, guess what? He's going to escape and he's going to make something happen. To sum this one up overall, if I really had to cap this one off, I'm going to say Kairen Jones proves to be a talented player. I mean, for his first year, really, that being his first full season under his belt, he did great. But I think if he really wants to hit his ceiling, he's got to polish up his game. Like, there's definitely a lot he could still work on if he really wants to crack top 3 in the ACC. I think he can definitely improve on things like his decision making, which, while good, you'll see against higher ranked defense or tougher pressure tends to be questionable at times, where he'll make a ton of errors to put the ball in harm's way often. Secondly would be his ball placement, especially just on standard plays. Like, you'll tend to see sometimes he has his moments where the accuracy on like these quick throws just somehow are just not in the hands but are more at the feet of the wide receiver. And thirdly would just be his processing skills. I think if he could truly work on all of these things this offseason, I think if he could just tighten up, he's going to be a threat in the ACC for all teams to face. The bottom line is if Kairen Jones could take the next step mentally next season if he could drag SMU to another playoff appearance, NFL teams are going to be creaming over this guy. Like, he's going to be jumping up boards real fast. I'm sure definitely after the disappointing loss, he definitely wants to bounce back strong, and I think he's going to do that exactly this season. Coming in at the number 3, we have Haynes King. This right here is one tough son of a bitch. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Like, the definition of fuck it, I'm going to do it myself if it was an athlete. Like, he reminds me a lot like Riley Leonard, but a much better Riley Leonard, if that makes sense somehow. I mean, he had a far better completion percentage. Like, he isn't afraid to attack tight windows or make risky plays, and he presents a much stronger pass game overall as far as his progressions and release times go. But the part where I say him and Leonard are similar besides the rushing ability, which is a huge plus, is the leadership and what they both bring to a locker room. Like, these players, they're the type of guys who put everything on the line for this team. I mean, I've seen this dude take large hits that look like damn crime scenes, and he just bounce back up like it's nothing. Shit looks like Looney Tunes the way he's hitting, and he'll just get back up and then just scratch it off. Like, this is a guy I would want to stand behind. This is a guy I would want to block for. If I was a receiver, I'd be glad this is my damn quarterback. And with all the talent they'll have this upcoming season, don't be surprised if they make an ACC championship appearance. Some people might say it's a bit wild putting up this high, but trust me, King does not get the credit he deserves. Which I'm still shocked because I thought his performance against Georgia would have opened some eyes. I mean, a player who's dominant through the air and dominant on the ground, he's just damn good, and that's why I'm putting him here at the number 3 spot. Alright, look, this one's gonna sound crazy. Hell, I'm already regretting doing this. I mean, if you know anything about me, you know I'm not the biggest Beck guy. I mean, even if you saw my draft video where I basically essentially took a shit on the guy, like, I don't like Carson Beck, but I'm gonna admit, my opinion has shifted a little bit since then, like, just small enough. You know, like from the Grinch movie when his heart grew just a teeny tiny bit? That's my opinion about Carson Beck. Like, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna give the guy his credit and say it wasn't entirely all his fault at Georgia. And yes, I'm going to answer the question a lot of people were saying. Yes, his receivers did have Butterfingers, so you can't really blame the guy. I mean, he had his ugly turnovers and looks like he didn't give a damn in most times, but my point is he's not as bad as I made him out to be. And on a good day, when he isn't turning the ball over, taking more sacks than your mom on a weekly basis, and he's good enough to get the job done. And leaving Georgia for Miami calls for new opportunity. Definitely wasn't for the money and his dumbass girlfriend that ended up dumping him a week into his transfer. Anyways, going from the SEC to the ACC is still going to be a jump for Beck, but I don't think it's going to affect him. I mean, look, I got to give the guy's dues and say he never lost more than 3 games, with 2 of them being to my Crimson Tide and 1 to Ole Miss. So, safe to say he's got the experience and has shown he could bowl it against some of the best teams in college. Like, I'd be lying to you if I said otherwise. Honestly, I don't think the ACC will be a cakewalk, but if Miami can give him anything, like something what they provided Ward last year, he's going to do wonders with this team. Like, there's really only one way I could put this to really just sum it all up. If you get the Carson Beck that plays like he's on crack, which I 100% believe he's on, you're fucked. But if you get the Carson Beck that plays anything like he did back in 23, or at least 24, minus the turnovers and the ugly plays, you're gonna do great, and hell, honestly, might even make a playoff appearance. Which for Miami is a huge win, which again, Beck has the championship experience to take this team there. So really, only time is going to tell with this transfer. I mean, it can easily fall apart as much as it can succeed, so who really knows? But for now, I'm going to give him and Miami the benefit of the doubt and say this deal works. I mean, some people might say, you must be as high as Carson Beck looks for putting him this high, and yeah, you might be right. But credit where it's due, I mean, Carson Beck has the most experience out of everybody. I mean, that's just facts. When it comes to winning, he has the most experience. I think he's going to go to Miami. I think he's going to have a large impact on his offense. I don't think it's going to be as large as maybe what Cam Ward did, but I think definitely they are going to have a winning season. I mean, say what you want. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Carson Beck guy, but he's definitely going to back it up. So for me, he's number 2. Well, you probably guessed right when you thought who would be the number 1, and it's none other than Cade Klubnik, who's coming off of a fantastic season, his personal best by far, throwing for nearly 3,700 passing yards with a 36-6 touchdown interception ratio, ended with a playoff appearance against Texas, where despite what the score says, you know this man balled out until the end. Like, I feel he's another quarterback who doesn't get enough praise or just talk about. I mean, plenty wrote the guy off after the week 1 Georgia ass whooping, but after that, it was exactly the opposite. And this is where he would show his largest improvements yet from his sophomore season. I mean, his rushing ability got so much stronger. But he was able to double his rushing stats from last year and grow more into the dual threat potential people had hopes he would become. Not to even mention his arm accuracy, which is becoming one of his strongest features yet, showing he's got no issue delivering down the field and putting it right on the money. If you were able to watch Cade Klubnik in 2023, then you can definitely see in 24 he's became a whole different player. I mean, even from the confidence he presents on the field, you could see this guy has done so much change. I mean, he's done nothing but improve season after season. And with next year being his final season, or at least his campaign for the NFL draft, given he chose to come back, you know he's about to go crazy. Like, if you haven't planned to already, I say keep all eyes on Clemson this season, especially Cade Klubnik, who could easily be a Heisman finalist if he can drag them to another playoff appearance. I mean, there's a lot of great talent in the conference now, so there's no guarantees, but if I've learned anything from watching Klubnik's footage to his interviews, he's a guy you never want to write off because you're going to regret it eventually. I could say so much more, but really just to wrap this all up, I do expect a lot of great things out of his game this year, but from what I've seen and what his experience, 2 ACC championships, and he shows no signs of slowing down. I mean, if you know anything about Klubnik, he's only going to pick up the pace. It's a no-brainer. He's the best quarterback the ACC has to offer. Easily my number 1 for the entire conference. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching another random recap. I really hope y'all did enjoy the video. I tried my best to give my best take possible on the list. I know I'm probably wrong on a good amount of these guys. I know somebody should definitely be ranked higher. Somebody should be ranked lower, but that are what the comments are for. You know, I hope y'all do leave me a comment. Let me know down below what you would have ranked these guys instead. I do like hearing everybody's opinions and takes. So with that being said, I will see you all in the next random recap.